Shalom. Brother Kapal back in our GMS lesson. GMS keep pushing. Before I go any further, I give all praise, honor, and glory to our Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone for teaching us His truth according to the Bible and rule well. Another shalom to all the sincere occupants throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth through diligence and sincerity and in charity. And another shalom to all the sincere followers, believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Not just hearers of the word, but doers as well. You men, women, and children, the hopeful elect. Shalom. And not quite sure my title's lesson, but we're living in great times of payback, heading to the way of our enemies, starting with the so-called white man, the Edomites, according to the Bible. That's their biblical nationality, whether they want to accept it or not, whether our people want to accept that or not. All right. And they're going to pay, according to the Bible, for touching the apple of the Lord's eye, which are the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, and the so-called Native American. All right. We're going to grab some precepts on that. And Lord willing, is edifying. All right. So first precept I want to grab. Let's go to Lamentations, the 4th chapter. Slack, something's in my eye. All right, this is Lamentations, chapter 4, and it reads. It says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz." All right. That was a land where Esau dwelt, and Esau is Edom, the Edomites. That's who they stand. That's their forefather, Edom. It says, "The cup also shall pass unto thee." What cup is that talking about? As you see here on the screen, captivity, slavery, being subject to the Israelites. All right. It says, "Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked." It says, "The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion," which is referring to us, the Israelites. "He will no more carry thee away into captivity." All right. So this is the last go round of us ever being in captivity upon these heathens. All right. And that's something to rejoice and be glad about as well. It says, "He will visit thine iniquity." The Lord's going to visit your sin upon sin, Esau. "O daughter of Edom, he will discover thy sins." All right. And that's what you're starting to see. This man's his rulership is slipping out of his hands. Everything is in complete disorder and chaos. All right. The Lord is bringing in one more profitable, which is Yahushai and the Israelites. Yahushai is the word called Jesus. That's his name in the ancient Hebrew. All right. So payback is coming. The big payback is coming. Let's grab another one. Let's go to Jeremiah 30. And I'll start at 16. It says, "Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured." Now who has devoured us? All right. Start off with the so-called white man. I mean, look, man. And the rest of the heathens, can't forget them, because they come in and they oppress us by putting up their little stores and selling straight poison. All right. Selling malt liquor. All right. Sour Patch Kids, all the poison. All right. And they come and oppress our people with it. They don't have healthy options in those corner stores. All right. Selling Jake rat and bat inside those Chinese restaurants. I mean, the list goes on and on with these heathens, man. But they have devoured us in every type of way. Which is ultimately the curse of Deuteronomy 28. It says, therefore, Jeremiah 13:16, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. So when you read Psalms 83, those are the adversaries, those are the enemies, all right, of the Israelites. Every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoiled thee, which means to rob, shall be a spoil. And all that preyed upon thee will I give for a prey. All right, so all the nations have preyed on us at one point in time in history, and some doubled that. They preyed upon us multiple times. All right, and everything that happened to us is going to happen to them, mainly Esau, Edom, because the heathen, they're going to serve their captivity. All right, and then they're going to be, you know, let go, so to speak, but they're still going to be subject, all right, tributaries to the Israelites. But Esau, Edom, the Lord's going to put his flame out, man. The Lord going to put his flame out, man. Let's go to we'll probably end off on that Obadiah. Let's get Ecclesiastes real fast, because you know you got a lot of Christians and a lot of people say that Esau's done away with. And look, and some people say the Israelites done away with, but that's false. The scriptures tell you here in Ecclesiastes 4, it says 16, there is no end to all the people, even all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this is also vanity and vexation of spirit. So the point of that precept was there's no end to the people. All right, everyone is here. All right. Let's see, let's grab another one. Let's go to Deuteronomy 30. And 7 says, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies. And we're gonna have to get Psalms 83 just to let Jake know who the enemies is. It's coming out, you know, more than once. It says, and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. All right. So the Lord gonna put all those curses from Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, on our enemies. All right. And let's get a few of those. Let's just get a few of them. That happened to us is going to happen to them. Deuteronomy 28:16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. All right. You're not going to prosper wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. Cursed shall thou basket and thy store. All right. First of all, Esau, you're not going to have any stores. All right. But that goes for these heathens. All right. It says, cursed shall the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, all right, and the king and the flocks of thy sheep, all right. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. Yeah, when you're born and you die, just like we were. We came up with nothing and went out with nothing. All right. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thou hand to do. For to do until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because the wickedness of thy doings whereby thou hast forsaken me. All right, so the Lord's going to send vexation upon you until ultimately he destroys you. Let's see here. I mean, it's just so many, man. And all those going to befall our enemies. So let's get who our enemies are real fast. For those that don't know, so that's Psalms 83. Yep, Psalms 83:1 says, a song, Asaph, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken his appoint. No, the point's in 6, but we'll get to it. It says, they have taken crafty counsel, verse 3, against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have come and said, let us cut them off from being a nation. It's talking about Israel. That's why Israel don't know that they're Israel. That's why we're out here week in and week out to tell Israel who they are and tell them who the enemy is. Israel still thinks they're black. You know, they think that they're Jamaican. They think that they're Peruvian. All right, they think that they're Panamanian. All right, they think that they're Mexican. They think that they're Puerto Rican. All right, when they're the children of Israel. All right, and our people are spiritual people, and they claim to believe in the book, right, which is the Bible. But why would you believe in a book that doesn't have your nationality in it? You don't see Puerto Rican in there. You don't see black in there. All right, you don't see Panamanian in there. You don't. You see Asher. You see Reuben. You see Gad. All right, you see Naphtali. You see Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, so on. All right. So, because there's power with us knowing who we are. So it says, the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, for they have consulted together with one consent that they are confederate against thee. So all these nations have come together with one thing in mind, to keep us down from who we were. This is the tabernacles of Edom, the so-called white man, and the Ishmaelites. All right, those Arabs of Moab, the so-called Chinese, the Hagarenes, Jabal, Ammon, Amalek. All right, it was just those fake Jews, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. All right, it just goes on to name some of the nations, man. And they are our enemies, and all these curses are going to come upon them. All right. So let's end off on Obadiah and get straight to the point. Obadiah 1. And let's see where I'm gonna start. This is Obadiah 1 and 10. It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, because Jacob and Esau were brothers, they were twins. All right. And what did Esau say? When the days of my mourning for my father are at hand, then will I pursue my brother Jacob. And he has pursued us to this very day and has destroyed us to this very day, man. All right. So the Lord said, what, through Obadiah? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. All right. Jumping down. Verse 18, it says, in the house of Jacob, which is the Israelites, so-called Neo-Latino Native Americans, shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall be kindled in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Then will there be no more Edomites. Then you can make that statement, Esau is done away with. But that prophecy hasn't been fulfilled yet, and it's going to be fulfilled. All right. And it's upcoming future, man. They got to serve their punishment. All right. And then the Lord's going to take them out. So, Lord, let's edify to the next time I say shalom.